Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to the moon. And yeah, like right now as we speak, there's a mission going on.
That's right.
And
It's pretty exciting stuff.
it's called Blue Ghost, right?
Yeah, the Blue Ghost Lunar lander. It's
Okay.
making history as part of NASA's CLPS initiative.
CLPS, that's
Yeah, the Commercial Lunar Payload Services.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
So it's basically NASA, but they're partnering with
So they're like outsourcing it.
private companies.
Yeah.
Like in this case, Firefly Aerospace, they built the Blue Ghost lander.
Okay, so it's like NASA's delivery service to the moon, but with like private companies now.
Yeah, you could think of it that way.
Okay.
It's a pretty big deal because it opens up, the moon to more than just government agencies.
I see, yeah.
Brings in like all this innovation and efficiency from the private sector, which, could really change the future of space travel.
Like SpaceX, but for the moon?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this is important. This is really cool.
Yeah.
So what's the latest with Blue Ghost?
Well, the big news is after a month-long journey, it just successfully entered lunar orbit.
Wow, so it's there.
Yeah, and this was a really crucial moment because it involved this really complex maneuver, like a 4-minute burn,
4 minutes, okay.
to slow down and get captured by the moon's gravity using both the main engine and these smaller thrusters.
Wow, that sounds incredibly stressful. I can't imagine all the calculations involved in something like that.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know, it's like trying to park a car on a moving platform while blindfolded.
Oh, wow.
You have to be incredibly precise, right?
Yeah.
Too fast and you miss your spot, too slow and you might not make it into orbit at all.
So high fix.
High fakes, yeah.
All right, so now that it's safely in orbit, what's next for Blue Ghost?
Well, right now it's going to spend about 16 days adjusting its orbit, getting into a nice circular path around the moon.
Okay.
And then, well, mark your calendars for Sunday, March 2nd at 3:45 a.m. Eastern Time.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's when it's scheduled to land.
The landing. Wow, and where is it landing?
Near the moon's south pole.
The South Pole. Why there?
Why the South Pole? Well, that's like the moon's hidden treasure chest, you see.
Oh.
Scientists, they think that those permanently shadowed craters down there, they hold water ice,
Water ice. Really?
which could be incredibly valuable for future missions.
Like what?
Think of it as like a space fuel stop,
Water ice on the moon. That sounds kind of like sci-fi.
It's true, though, and it's one of the reasons why the South Pole is like, it's a hot spot for lunar exploration.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
remember I mentioned that picture that Blue Ghost took a photo.
Right, yeah.
Well, that photo, it actually captured its future landing site.
Oh, wow. So it like took a selfie on its way to the moon.
That's quite a selfie, but
Yeah.
yeah, a picture of its landing site in the South Pole, which is really valuable for scientists because it gives them a sneak peek at the terrain and helps them prepare,
So it's not just like a cool picture. It's actually,
It's crucial.
yeah,
It
yeah.
helps plan and everything.
Okay.
And that brings us to another really interesting part of this whole mission. Remember how we talked about NASA partnering up with private companies?
Right, yeah.
Well, Blue Ghost, it's not just carrying scientific instruments for NASA.
Oh, there's more.
It's also delivering commercial cargo.
like packages, like Amazon for the moon?
Yeah, you got it. It's a big step towards like commercializing space.
Wow. So we're talking like lunar mining, maybe manufacturing, even tourism someday.
Think about it.
Wow, this is blowing my mind.
It's pretty amazing.
It sounds like we're on the edge of like a whole new era of space exploration.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting time.
Okay, so before we get like too far ahead of ourselves, I'm kind of curious about the lander itself. Blue Ghost, right? Where did that name come from?
Well, it's named after this rare species of firefly.
Oh.
The Blue Ghost firefly, they're known for this soft blue glow.
So there's a connection between like this tiny glowing bug and a spacecraft landing on the moon?
You could say that, yeah. Imagine this spacecraft, softly descending onto the lunar surface, illuminating this, unknown area with its instruments.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of like a firefly in the vast darkness of space, bringing light to hidden secrets.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a really cool way to think about it. I can already picture this, like ghostly spacecraft
Yeah.
touching down and starting its exploration.
Yeah, it's definitely captivating. And it speaks to that sense of wonder that drives space exploration.
Yeah,
But, we can't forget about the science.
of course.
This mission is designed to gather all this crucial data about the moon, its resources, and its potential for future exploration.
So it's not just about taking cool pictures and delivering packages, right?
Right.
It's about, understanding our celestial neighbor and figuring out what role it can play in our future.
Exactly. And to really understand why that's so important, we need to look at the bigger picture, specifically NASA's Artemis program.
Okay, so how does Blue Ghost fit into this Artemis program?
Well, Artemis aims to establish a sustainable, human presence on the moon.
Okay.
So not just visiting, but actually living and working there.
Like a lunar base, like
Yeah.
a permanent spot for humans on the moon.
That's the goal, and Blue Ghost is a crucial step towards that.
Wow, that sounds like straight out of science fiction.
Well, science fiction can become reality.
True, true.
And Blue Ghost is helping pave the way.
It is.
It is.
Okay, I think I'm with you so far. Artemis, lunar base, water ice as rocket fuel. It's all starting to make sense.
It is, yeah.
But how exactly does a mission like Blue Ghost get us closer to, like that whole vision?
It's all about laying the groundwork, right? Before we start building a lunar base, we need to understand the environment,
Yeah.
the resources, the challenges.
Yeah, like sending a scout ahead to gather intel before the main force arrives.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Think of it like the Lewis and Clark expedition of lunar exploration.
Okay, I like that.
Blue Ghost is packed with all these scientific instruments that'll collect data about the moon's south pole.
Okay.
Like, for instance, it has a lunar dust analyzer.
Lunar dust sounds a little boring.
Oh, it's anything but.
Okay.
Lunar dust is incredibly abrasive, and it can cause all sorts of problems for equipment.
Really?
Oh, yeah, and potentially even for humans.
Huh.
Imagine, trying to build a base when everything is constantly getting coated in this, fine, gritty dust that just gets into everything.
Yikes, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, it's a real problem.
So this instrument, it'll help us figure out, how to deal with that.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
We need to understand how it behaves, how to protect against it, maybe even how to use it, as a resource.
Oh, okay.
And that's just one instrument.
What else?
It also has a seismometer.
Wait, a seismometer, like the things that measure earthquakes?
Yeah.
The moon has earthquakes.
Well, moonquakes, yeah.
Moonquakes, okay.
They're not as powerful as the ones we experience here on Earth, but they can tell us a lot about the moon's internal structure and its history.
So this little lander is doing a lot more than just taking pictures.
Oh, yeah.
It's gathering, all this essential information that will actually help us make decisions about, building that sustainable presence on the moon.
Exactly. And it's also showcasing the potential of these commercial partnerships in space exploration.
Right, yeah.
Blue Ghost is proving that, we can achieve these ambitious goals by working together, combining NASA's expertise with the innovation of private companies like Firefly.
So you're saying private companies might be the key to making space travel more affordable and accessible in the future?
It's definitely a possibility, yeah.
Okay.
By lowering the costs, increasing efficiency, we could see a whole new era of lunar exploration,
Yeah.
more frequent missions, more ambitious goals, and maybe even, dare I say it, lunar tourism.
Lunar tourism, now that's something I could get behind.
Right.
Imagine taking a vacation to the moon and looking back at Earth.
Wow.
It would be a truly, out-of-this-world experience.
It might not be as far-fetched as it sounds.
True.
But for now, let's focus on this incredible mission at hand.
Right.
Blue Ghost is on track to make history, and its success could have ripple effects that extend far beyond the moon.
Okay, I'm completely on board now.
Good.
It's not just about sending a lander to the moon. It's about testing these technologies, gathering this vital data, and paving the way for a future where humans can actually live and work on another celestial body.
That's what it's all about.
It is incredible.
It is. And, speaking of pushing boundaries, we haven't talked much about the actual landing itself.
Right.
Isn't landing on the moon, especially in the South Pole, incredibly risky?
Well, yeah, I would imagine so.
It comes with some challenges, that's for sure.
Okay.
The South Pole has some pretty rugged terrain,
Okay.
craters, slopes, and boulders.
Yeah.
That could pose a hazard to the lander. Plus, there are these long periods of darkness, which makes communication and navigation tricky.
So how will Blue Ghost handle all of that?
Well, it's equipped with these advanced navigation and guidance systems that allow it to kind of autonomously map the terrain and choose the safest landing spot.
So it's like a self-drive hahar, but for the moon.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
And then, once it's safely on the ground, the team will go through a series of checks, make sure everything is working as planned,
Okay.
and then Blue Ghost will deploy its instruments and start collecting data.
And how long will it be operating on the lunar surface?
The mission is designed to last about 1 lunar day, which is about 14 Earth days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And during that time, it'll be sending back a wealth of information about the moon's environment, its resources, its potential for future human exploration.
So it's a short but intense mission.
It is.
Packed with a lot of science.
Definitely.
It's amazing to think that we're right on the cusp of this,
Yeah, I know.
Historic landing.
It's a turning point.
Yeah, it feels like it.
It really does. And, while Blue Ghost is making headlines, it's important to remember that it's not the only mission heading to the moon.
Really?
Oh, yeah, there are several others in the works,
Wow.
both from government agencies and private companies.
So it's like the lunar gold rush is officially on.
You could say that the
Yeah.
moon is becoming a hotbed of activity, and this is just the beginning. We're entering this new era of lunar exploration,
Yeah.
one driven by collaboration, innovation, and a desire to unlock the moon's secrets.
Okay, I am officially hooked on all things lunar now.
Good. Good.
But before we get carried away with future missions, let's go back to Blue Ghost and its upcoming landing.
Okay.
We've talked about all the, technical challenges, but what about the name itself, Blue Ghost? Is there like a deeper meaning behind it, or is it just a cool name?
Well, it's definitely a cool name, but there's also a deeper connection to the Blue Ghost Firefly.
Oh, see, these fireflies, they're known for their slow, deliberate flight patterns. Just like Blue Ghost's slow, precise descent onto the lunar surface.
Yeah, exactly. The name evokes this sense of mystery and wonder. Just like the Firefly itself, it's a reminder that even in the vastness of space, there's still so much we don't know, so much waiting to be discovered.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? It's like Blue Ghost is this tiny beacon of light, illuminating the darkness of the unknown.
Yeah, that's what makes this mission so captivating. It's not just about sending a machine to the moon.
Right.
It's about pushing the boundaries of human knowledge, inspiring us to reach for the stars.
Well said. And speaking of inspiration, I can't help but wonder what kind of impact this mission might have on, future generations.
Imagine a young girl gazing up at the moon and knowing that a spacecraft named after a firefly is exploring its surface. Maybe that inspires her to become a scientist or an engineer or an astronaut. Maybe she'll be one of the first humans to live on the moon.
That's an incredible legacy.
It seems like Blue Ghost is more than just a mission. It's a symbol of our endless curiosity and our desire to explore the universe.
It is, and as we eagerly await its landing, I think it's important to take a moment to appreciate the sheer audacity and brilliance of this endeavor. We're sending a robotic explorer to the moon, to a region that has never been explored before, to seek answers to some of the most fundamental questions about our universe.
Yeah, it really is a testament to human ingenuity and our unwavering spirit of, exploration.
Absolutely. And as Blue Ghost prepares to touch down, I can't help but feel this sense of anticipation.
I know. What will it uncover, right?
Yeah, what secrets, what new knowledge will it bring back to Earth?
I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I have a feeling this is just the beginning of an incredible new chapter in lunar exploration.
I think so, too.
As we get closer to this landing, I keep thinking about the name Blue Ghost.
Yeah.
It's just so evocative.
It is.
So fitting for this mission.
It really captures that essence of exploration, venturing into the unknown.
Yeah.
Like a whisper of light in the darkness,
Yeah.
revealing these hidden secrets.
I am curious, though. Did the team behind the mission specifically choose Blue Ghost to, connect it with that Firefly analogy, or was there something more to it?
Well, it's definitely a multi-layered name.
Okay.
On the one hand, it reflects the Firefly's characteristics,
Okay.
its gentle glow, its slow, deliberate movements,
Yeah.
and its habitat in these shadowy forests.
So just like Blue Ghost navigating the shadowy craters of the moon's south pole.
Exactly.
Okay.
But there's another layer to it.
Oh.
The blue ghost firefly is a rare species,
Oh, okay.
found only in a specific region of the Appalachian Mountains.
So it's unique, just like this mission.
Precisely. It's a pioneer venturing into uncharted territory,
Right.
pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
This makes me realize it's not just about the science or the technology. There's a certain, poetry to this mission.
Yeah,
A sense of wonder and discovery that goes beyond the data and the instruments.
I completely agree. There's something deeply human about our desire to explore, to understand our place in the cosmos.
Yeah.
And Blue Ghost, with its poetic name and its ambitious goals, embodies that spirit perfectly.
It's like it's rekindling our fascination with the moon.
Hmm.
For a while there, it felt like we had moved on, set our sights on Mars and beyond. But this mission is reminding us that there's still so much to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
Right here in our own celestial backyard.
And not just to learn, but to potentially utilize.
Yeah.
Remember, Blue Ghost is helping us answer the question, can we actually live on the moon?
Right.
Can we build a sustainable presence, a lunar base
Yeah.
that opens up this whole new chapter for humanity?
Thinking back to all the sci-fi movies and books that I've,
I know.
consumed over the years, a lunar base always seemed like a distant fantasy.
Right.
But now it's starting to feel like a real possibility.
Science fiction has a way of inspiring reality.
It does.
Those stories, they ignite our imagination and push us to dream big, and who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe someday those dreams of lunar cities and space travel will become commonplace.
Maybe someday we'll all be booking our lunar vacations.
Wouldn't that be something?
But for now, let's savor this moment.
Yes.
A small spacecraft, named after a firefly, is about to touch down on the moon and begin its mission of discovery.
It's truly remarkable.
It is a remarkable achievement, a testament to human ingenuity and our unyielding desire to explore the unknown.
And as we watch Blue Ghost make its historic descent, Let's remember the words of Carl Sagan.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known.
That's a perfect sentiment to end on.
It is.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Blue Ghost mission.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with more explorations of the most fascinating topics in science, technology, and culture. Until then, keep looking up.